No, I don't know how to, oh, the thing is right there. But it's not blinking, is it charged?
Wait a second.
Yep.
You are.
You start that video?
Yeah.
You ready? Good evening, everyone.
The microphone's right there.
You know I gotta pick up. Good evening, everyone. We will now call this meeting to order. City of New Haven Youth Committee meeting agenda. Board of Alder notice, New Haven. The Youth Committee of the New Haven Board of Alders will meet at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, June 8th, 2022 in the Board of Alders chamber, located on the second floor of City Hall, 165 Church Street, New Haven, Connecticut, 06510, to hold a workshop to discuss the committee's activities and receive an update from the Department of Education, better known as the New Haven Public School System Board of Ed, and the Youth and Recreation Department on city activities for youth. Per order, Honorable Kimberly Edwards, Chair. Attestation, Honorable Michael Smart, City Town Clerk. In accordance with the city's COVID-19 protocols, all attendees are required to wear masks. For any accessibility related accommodations, please contact 203-946-7651 voice or 203-946-8582 TTY. Thank you all. We're going to begin. And as you know, when you're up here speaking, feel free to remove your mask and make sure you speak into the microphone. And as we call you up, please make sure you start off with your name and address for the record, please. Name and address for the record. But we're going to start by having our committee members introduce themselves. Yeah.
Alder Salvador, Ward 17.
Alder Rodriguez, Ward 6.
Brian, we get 129,
Thank you, committee members, for that beautiful introduction. So we're now going to call up our guests, and we're going to start with Dr. Paul White. And he's here on behalf of our New Haven Public School System. Thank you for coming, Dr. White.
Thank you. Good evening, Paul White, Assistant Superintendent for Instructional Leadership from the New Haven Public Schools, 170 Osborne Avenue, New Haven, So I'm glad to be here to give a brief update on some of the programs that New Haven schools will have this year. We will be doing our summer fun for a second time. We will have our traditional K-7 summer enrichment programming, literacy, math, engagement, science enrichment as part of that. We will have high school programming, both credit recovery, credit attainment, as well as bridge programs. So some of these programs will be for our rising ninth graders to get them ready to come into their schools. So I have to go back and forth between looking at you. So we all continue to do, of course, also the academics, but also engage students in activities that they can have fun as well. So there will be enrichment in addition to skill building. So we have things such as cheer camp, basketball camps, computer science. There will be a multilingual academy for multilingual learners, as well as we continue working with our social emotional development, career pathways, and social justice. Each school, many of our schools have specific programming. High schools are tailored to their themes, and as I said, also for credit recovery, and continue to support all the activities, including we'll have a reading challenge again as we did last year, and also some of our fitness activities. If anyone wants to join this year, it is agreed that it will be on level ground this time, not be
Oh.
Yes, also the attendant went up like a belly goat. So if you have any questions about that, that's briefing.
Are there any questions from our committee members? Alder Wingate?
Thank you for all that you do. Question, how many kids do you expect to have some?
The numbers, I would have to get back to you with the specific, but we generally have 12 sites operating for the K through 7 program, and hundreds of kids in each other, but I can't get to the specific number for last year more capacities for this.
I appreciate that. Is there any cost around?
None that the students have to pay for. The only thing would be if the outside providers do some work that may have some fees, but families are notified of that. But all of our programming inside is covered within all of it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alder Wingate. Any other committee members have questions? Alder Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You mentioned that there are 12 sites. Are those, are the students going to be getting to those sites by bus or anything?
Yes, we have transportation for summer. There might be different bus stops from what they have during the school year. What we've done is what's called a depot model, so that buses go to particular central areas and everyone can get the bus from there.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
You all set?
Yes.
Alder Rodriguez?
Yes.
Okay. Alder Franzo, any questions for you at this
No.
moment?
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, we have no further questions for you, Dr. White. We appreciate you for coming in and giving us this update. And believe me, we will be in touch.
I know you will, and thank you all for listening.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next up, we will have our great staff and director from our Youth and Recreation Department, better known as YARD.
Oh, check this out. Thank you.
Thank you. And please, for the record, we're going to start out with
We got goodies.
We're going to start out with you introducing yourself and stating your name and address for the record, please.
Erica Blake, 165 Church Street. Erica Blake, 165 Church Street. Erica Blake, 165 Church Street.
Your echo.
Home address, 69 Mish Avenue.
One of the Williams Director, Youth and Recreation Department, 19 Roslyn Street. So good evening to the Youth Committee. It's a pleasure to be with you once again. And yes, I have tweets, and hopefully it has captured your attention with the wonderful colors. I have with me my business manager, Erica Blake. And so I'm going to let her kick off to talk about, we're going to, if you don't mind, giving you like 3 different silos that is going to be happening this summer. So I'm going to let her start off with general overall.
So Youth at Work is due to start July 5th. So we're programming from July 5th to August 5th. It's going to be a 5-week program. Minimum wage is due to go up July 1st to $14 an hour. The students are allowed to work 25 hours a week. We currently have 352 students placed, about 80 work sites at the moment. And then our recreation side of things, we have 10 summer camps citywide. They are actually due to start July 27th. Their pay is $15 an hour starting for their staff. They have about, I want to say like 150 staffers for them. We have various different camps. We have the Eco Camp, we have a Pride Camp, we have a Time Spots Camp, Lighthouse. That's it in regards to that work and recreation. Next time, I'm going to talk about RSP.
I apologize for my phone ringing, that's the work phone, so that means somebody's trying to get you all this. Why, no, I'm sorry.
Would you like to ask a question about the first section, Mr. Wingate, Alder Wingate? Or would we like to have our director speak now? You let me know.
I would like to ask a question on the first presentation, if I may.
Yes, you may. You have the floor, sir.
I appreciate you so much. Considering all the hard work that you've been doing in placing people at this present time, are there any more available spots for to potentially work some of these sites?
So at this time, we are at capacity. The application process did end on April 28th. And so as more dollars are coming in, we're still waiting to hear from final dollars from Department of Labor, which comes to us from the workforce boards, ours is Workforce Alliance of the Boulevard. We're still waiting for the final numbers because we know the state of Connecticut, they're still figuring out their budget. So hopefully if we receive more funding than the level funding that we have received in the past, we would be able to go back to these work sites to hire more young people. But we have approximately 650 kids that did turn in completed applications for us so far.
Phenomenal. I save all my pleasantries to the end. But I want to say that if there is an opportunity that comes from the labor force, please reach out to the audience because we do have some folks in the ward that is still looking.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
No problem, Alder Wingate.
And so to continue on in that first component, our Youth Service Bureau, which you may not know, but the Youth Service Bureau is the actual one of the youth serving organizations that is found throughout all of the cities in the state of Connecticut. And what happens just New Haven, we are so advanced that we don't just do our youth work through Youth Service Bureau. You all had enough wisdom to actually create a youth department, so we do more work, but under the Youth Service Bureau, and we do receive funding from the state Youth Service Bureau. We are providing transportation this summer. We have 31 organizations that we will be servicing with a transportation allotment. And what that means, they did a request for proposal process, application. They applied for funds for transportation, and it is kind of a credit debit system with the New Haven Board of Education Transportation Department. The maximum allotment was $2,500. And so they, the grants were anywhere between $750 to $2,500, depending on what you placed on your request for proposal. Also coming out from the Youth Service Bureau will be another bike giveaway. What we do is every year we have been able to purchase bicycles, approximately 30 to 40, depending on the price, and we give them away to students, and so that will be occurring again. We're in the process of procuring some bicycles. It is actually wonderful. The way we do it is that we give a voucher to the family to be able to go to the designated store to pick out the bike, and just to see their faces as they're riding out. And I'm sure it has probably caused a lot of conflict because they didn't want to get off the bike in the store to be able to put it in the car, but that's our job. That's what we're supposed to do, put the smile on the kids' faces. And finally, in the Youth Service Bureau, we will also be doing another round of the Ring Doorbell campaign. So if you remember, last year, we purchased Ring cameras, and it was a project in collaboration with the New Haven Police Department in order to curtail some of the rising crime. The purpose of the Ring is that if we receive a referral from the New Haven Police Department of a particular family that is looking, for support because they want to identify that has been heavy crime on the street, we will give them a Ring camera. And the ring camera, the only condition for it is that if there is an event that takes place, they will allow the New Haven police access to just be able to see the film so that we can be able to, Madam Chair, this question.
Finish that part for me first, please.
Okay. The only thing we ask from the families is that, and it's still, they still do not have to comply.
Mhm.
It is optional, but we ask that if there is an event that takes place in the street, if we can access their footage in order to try and solve the crime that occurred. It has been extremely successful, which is why we are doing another round. And they, I believe, if they're not in, they're coming in this week. And so we will be able to, again, work with the police department in order to identify families that would use the ring camera.
Thank you. You have anything else to report on?
Oh, I have a lot to report on to you today. I just
Give
didn't.
me one moment. Would you wish to wait? Okay, thank you. You may continue.
So what we have given to you today is the Mayor's Youth Guide. Not only do we have the physical books, but we have the QR code. We are trying to be advanced for our young people. Again, have to publicly give a shout out to Mr. Anthony Rotella of the New Haven Board of Education Graphics Department, which has put our book together and printed it for us along with developing the QR code. This book has gone to all students, school-age students in the city of New Haven. Our book addresses programming for young people between the ages of 5 to 13. But in addition to that, we also have information and programming that will be coming out from the Youth and Recreation Department. And so some of the items that I will be telling you about, if you do not commit to memory, it is right in front of you. We are passing the books out. It is also available digitally. You can find it on the city's website under the Youth and Recreation Department. So for anyone who is looking for the support and activity for their young person to do, one of the things we constantly hear is that there's nothing for young people to do. There are a lot of activities, and so it is now our mission to make sure that we are marketing it more than what we have in the past, so people can identify programming that's going on. For example, movies in the park. It's not just for you, it's for families. The Movies in the Park has started. Our first movie was this past Friday at Betsy Ross. We saw Jungle Cruise. They will occur every Friday until the end of August. It is free for families. All we ask you to do, well, you do have to bring all your own snacks. We are providing the movie and we're providing the space for you, but we encourage families to come out and, you know, bring your lawn chairs or bring blankets to sit on the grass and watch the movies and have it in their great copies. And, you know, they're actually coming from the organizations that are producing the movies. So they are wonderful. It's on a humongous blow-up screen. And so I was out there last Friday. I did get a couple of mosquito bites, but I was out there last Friday. So the Movies in the Park is really great family fun. And under the American Rescue Plan, we will continue the programming that we started last summer. So one being the family fun day. This week, this summer, it will be for 6 weeks on Wednesday. The schedule is inside of your Mayor's Youth Summer Guide. And we are going to continue. A lot of people and families came back and said how much they enjoyed it. So it's Wednesdays from 2:30 to 5:30. And they are able to come out free. There is no charge for anything. We want families to come out. We will be giving away food. We have rides. Of course, a DJ, and it's just really a good jovial time, a lot of family fun. And so that will be occurring again. We will also have our youth summer concert, once again in August. All the dates have not been finalized, but we're targeting actually a 2-night affair in August around the 17th and 18th. For more information, we'll follow up with that, and we will make sure that the Board of Alders receive that information. If you remember last year, we held it at Westfield Music. At West. We had it at Westfield Music Bowl, and we gave away 8,000 tickets in 30 minutes. The attendance, we had approximately 4,000 that actually showed up at the concert. And there was completely, absolutely, positively no incident. It was a great night. We had moms, aunts, grandmothers, family members, everyone was there. Everyone was having a good time. And so we want to keep that momentum going, and we will be doing it again this year. We're extending our summer camps, so the recreational camps that we have, we will be extending it for a week. So instead of ending on August 5th, it will go August 12th. So we're running it for 7 weeks this year. Last year we did do 8 weeks, but we recognized that final week was not as productive because many families kept their kids home just to give them an overall break before they started school again. So we went back, debriefed, and decided that we were only going to extend 1 week, so we'll close on August 12th. We will do a second cohort of the 8-hour driver safety class. It was a humongous success. 300 young people, and this is a course that is free. So the 8-hour safety course that is needed in order for you to obtain your permit, we sponsor for young people free of charge. We take care of the cost. All they had to do was sign up. It was so successful. Our waiting lists were so long. We decided that we were going to do another cohort. And so we're going to keep it going because we want our young people to have all of the tools. And we recognized, and as we were talking to them, how expensive it was for this class. And I received mine such a long time ago, I did not realize how the price had escalated. And so we have so many families that said that this was a help. As of this time in cohort 1, we have over 50% that have completed the 8-hour course. They have until June 30th in order to complete it. And so we getting calls, are you going to do it again? Are you going to do it again? So back by popular demand, we will have a cohort 2 of the driving school. Our Summer Youth Connect will be ramping up when schools close. You're going to see us, our Youth Connect program. We have what we call youth navigators that just have a pulse on everything that is going on in the community. And we are doing our best to interrupt some of the undesired behaviors that are going on. And so we will be ramping up our Youth Connect program as the summer comes in. And my very last thing, I'm extremely excited about a new program that we are going to implement. I had the opportunity to finally connect with the Assistant Commissioner for the Department of Motor Vehicles. And so we will be planning on, once we get all of the details hashed out, doing an assistance program with young people being able to get their IDs with the Department of Motor Vehicles. And so we are hashing out all of the details right now, and not saying that regular IDs are not okay, but we recognize, especially if you're working, if you need to go to a bank and you're 14, you need a proper ID, and that is with the Department of Motor Vehicles. And so they are open to this conversation. And so I am hoping within the next 2 weeks, I will have it, the ink on the paper, and we're going to make it happen. But I'm extremely excited about this collaboration. And our goal is constantly just trying to give our young people an opportunity and not have finances be a main barrier for them to access some of the services that is out there and that they need. And so that is the completion of our report today. And Madam Chair, I am open for any questions.
Thank you. Alder Wenge?
Yes, I would defer if my colleague has, I have a couple questions. I would defer if they want to go.
Alder Rodriguez, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, Director, you mentioned the ring cameras. If we reach out to residents who are willing to receive the ring camera and then forward whatever information we have, something going on, excuse me, would you like us to reach out to you?
Yes, please. If you have someone who's interested in the area where there's, again, rising crime, and we can be of assistance. I will say that, we want to make sure that we're supporting all the wards And so we want to be fair across the board. And, you
Absolutely.
know, I just want to be transparent. So I don't want to say that we would give every single ring camera we had towards 6. We want to be able to pass it out and be equitable. So if all the Punzo has someone or all the Wendy, we want to be able to support you as much as possible. But please reach out to us.
I appreciate your honesty in that, and that was another thing that I was gonna say. I think what I'm looking for is, let's say we have a couple of folks with those areas of incidence, absolutely, I would reach out to you. Otherwise, you know, we wanna leave it for folks who can't purchase a ring, so I thank you for that. Madam Chair, if I may. I also wanna thank you because this past Sunday, the director and Erica were both out on site at South School. And the amount of families that you all serviced, and your other colleague, Lisa, the amount of folks that you served with this book was instrumental. They felt so happy to be able to engage you guys while you were out in person, and they got their questions answered. So I hope that, you know, they're going to enjoy all the programs. But again, thank you both, all three of you, for coming out on a Sunday, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Madam Chair.
All the Rodriguez, thank you. First of all, thank you for the invitation and having us. And please know that is extended to all alders. If you have an event that is going on and you wish us to come and set up a table and pass out information, that's what we're here to do. We are in the community, so we're not sitting behind the desk. And I quote all the Edwards, we're not just pushing paper, we are physically in the community. We have no problem with doing that. Call us anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm doing my pleasantry thing now. No, you know, the truth of the matter is, this is phenomenal stuff. You're a jewel in the community, asset in the community. I think the book is phenomenal, to be honest with you. It's very transparent. My question around some of the costs, right? Right. How is that taken in, or right? Is that because I see some costs connected to some of these programs?
So ultimately, what we do in this book, and I have to give credit is due, and it comes out from the Office of Youth Service Bureau, which is under Mr. Ronald. So he puts this book together every year. So for work sites that are applying for our Youth at Work program and maybe transportation, we offer them an opportunity to be able to promote their programs. So that's what you're seeing. And they send into us a PDF, and all we do is we put it together, make it a booklet, and then we make sure that we get it out into the community. Whereas some smaller organizations, youth service organizations, may not have the ability to reach as many people as we do. So we do not control the rates of private organizations. So for example, you may see Mia's Daycare. Their price is their price. The purpose and intent of the book is to provide information for families who are looking for activities. And if they're able to afford it, and many of them do have a sliding scale. So I don't want them to be discouraged if they see a price, just pick up the phone and call. And most of them have scholarship and they're able to work it out. As a matter of fact, we have been one of the sponsors. And one thing I did leave off under ARP, American Rescue Plan, is that we again plan on doing the expansion program. Last year we did summer expansion. Very proud to say we gave out over $550,000 in dollars directly to community organizations to expand summer activities at no cost to the families. That was the one caveat for receiving the money. Publicly thanking the youth committee chair who sat with us on that long evening as we went through all the RFPs, and she knows, and it was difficult trying to decide who is a recipient and how much they would receive. But it was so successful, and my email is off the hook right now because they're looking forward to it again. And in debriefing, the one thing we would change is that we would not call it summer expansion grant. It would just be expansion to last longer during the year to address, pardon me, when the summer is over and there's after school programming. So it would be an expansion grant.
No, thank you for that time in reference to, trying to deviate responsibility and money to different folks and programs can be tough. right? You know, so, you know, thank you for your due diligence, and also you, Madam Chair, thank you so much for the time you spent on that project. I do have one more question.
You have the floor on Monday.
I appreciate you so much. So you gave us a list of items of what happened. Like you gave us a true list of items of what's happened. You mentioned August 17th, 18th, that y'all were gonna do something in the park again, you know, I don't know when, but remember me. In reference to all the work that you put together. Once again, this book is phenomenal. I love this book because to me it's like straightforward. It's you know, you can hand this out to somebody, they can really obtain it, digest it, and go for it as a parent. So I think it's good. I just keep doing what you're doing. I'm so glad that the volleyball is supported, the youth department.
If it wasn't for you all being championed along with the mayor of the city,
Right.
I wouldn't be able to do all of this. And I don't do it by myself. If it was not for this wonderful staff, and I know I drive them crazy, but I appreciate them so much where they're just flexible and go with the flow, even when I'm hollering from room to room. They just go. So I cannot take all of that credit for myself.
No. When I say director, I mean the whole team.
Thank
Right?
you.
You know, okay. In reference to reaching out to you about the ring operation, do we reach out to you directly? How do that actually happen?
You can either reach out to myself or Ron Hawkins.
Gotcha.
Either one.
Thank you.
Oh, you know what? Let me delegate. You can reach out to Ronnie first, and then me.
I appreciate you. That's what we'll do, Ward 29. Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm all set. Thank you.
Yeah, I do. I have some questions. First of all, that there was a great press conference out at Lighthouse. That was very
Thank you
well
for
done.
coming.
Yeah, no, that was great. I enjoyed it. And this book is really incredible. Now, when dates come close, like say for Edgewood Park, July 13th and stuff, you send out reminders, you send out any, or you just, you know, go by what's in the book. I mean, do
Are you
have
referring to the movies in the park?
Yeah, any activity that comes up. I mean,
So for the movies in the park, along with our summer fun, what we do is canvas the day before. So we
Okay,
go
good.
into the community, we'll knock on doors. Sometimes they're a little, you know, leery about opening door. We understand, but we'll put flyers in mailboxes and let everyone know we're coming.
perfect. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. The bike giveaway, 30 to 40, how are those students selected? Or people reach out to you and say, hey, I think this little guy with a little gal would enjoy
Yeah.
having.
All depends on, I must ask if I could get that information to you
Okay,
tomorrow.
that's fine.
Again, it came from Youth Service Bureau, and
Yeah.
I know he has a system in
That's
order
fine.
to obtain a
I think it's
bike.
great.
I just don't remember what it
I
is.
think it's great. Also, you mentioned the those grants that were, you know, I guess 25 grants up to $25,000.
Mhm.
Those are for established things that are going on, like camps and so forth, just to extend that. Is that correct? Are any nonprofits?
Oh, absolutely. So it was not just for established organization. We go through the city of New Haven procurement process through the purchasing department. So as long as your organization meets the basic requirements of having insurance and whatever else is needed, if you put in the RFP, we take a look. So we supported daycares, we supported karate schools, we supported sports teams. It was a vast array of different types of organizations that we supported.
Is there a timeline for that? Is that available now to do?
It will be available as soon as you all have a meeting, And as a and as soon as that occurs, everything, the green light is all set for to, you know, immediately hit our purchasing department.
Okay. So you'll let us know when that is.
Yes, so anything that we do go through your director, Mr. Lucas, and we send in the information to make sure it is.
I thank you guys, you know, Madam Chair, may I just take 1 second?
Yes, you may.
You know, I was involved with the recreation program back in 1962, 63, 64, when they had supervisors in all the neighborhoods and they had, you know, and I worked out of Fairhaven. And we met the kids there 3 or 4 bus roads and we took them to Lighthouse every day. And I ran that camp for 5 or 6 years. But what you guys do today is so much different. And it's really nice to see what you guys do for the youth of the day. It's great. Thank you.
Yeah, and again, we appreciate you, so we're thanking us and we're thanking you, but you know, we just have to stay connected. My mantra is, since I've been in day one, it takes a village. We all have to do it together, so we can't do it by ourselves. We need your support to make it happen, so thank you for your investment in our youth.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Alderman. I just have one request.
Yes.
For the bike and the ring, can you have your Youth Services Bureau just put a little one-pager together for us? That way everybody has the same information and it's clear what they need to submit to you all right up front. That way you don't get 500 calls. We have the correct information and it's all in one spot for you. That would be one of my requests. I did have a question about the 8-hour safety course.
Yes.
And it may be premature. You did say 50% completed and got their certificates. For the other half, because we are approaching that end date, you said you've been making calls or whatever, or reminders, is that how that goes?
Yes, so when they signed up, we did give them the time frame of when they had to complete the program. So it is a virtual, it's
Yes.
online. They can complete on their own time frame. It's just that our deadline we placed is that it had to be completed by June 30th. So that we can move into the next cohort. But if it is not completed, you know, we still have that funding there and that will be additional.
That was my question.
Moving to the next cohort.
Okay, so that will just roll over basically to a new student. That was my fear, that it would not roll over or you would get stuck, you know, paying for something that was not completed and it would kind of penalize people looking forward to do it. So I am glad it is set up that way. I do also want to, I'm gonna thank you all because you and your staff and your office, all of you do a great job working with us. Like I said, I don't feel like you push papers, you ain't just signing off on things. You have been on the ground, working with us, working with our students and all the youth in our city. And we do tip our hats to you all for that. I will say it 14 times because you're a department that is working. And I want to praise you all for doing that great work. And I mean, it's up to you if you want to call me to go through those RFPs again. No, I'm kidding. That was a great conversation. I would like to, no, you guys worked really hard. Your department worked hard on that as well. And it was eye-opening when to see the amount of people that put in for that money and that funding, all the funds.
Yeah.
I'll tell you offline the stories about it. But it was amazing, you know, because you're going through a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you're not looking at a name and being, it's a checklist.
Checklist.
Because this is money and this is funding. So it was phenomenal being able to do some of that with you all. And like I said, I just want to thank you for the work you continue to do in our city. And you're gonna keep doing, and we will be calling on you.
Madam Chair, please, when we send an invitation to the entire youth committee, if you wish to be a part of that ad hoc process, so that you can really truly see. Okay, let's end the scene.
You do what you need to do. We appreciate you. Before we wrap up, are there any other no more questions from anyone?
Just praises.
Okay, well, we thank you for being with us. We're gonna pass out this mayor's 2022 Summer Youth Guide that you put together. We're gonna make sure we get these out, the physical copies that we have, although you said they've been distributed, we're gonna make sure we post this wonderful and beautiful QR code. I would ask everyone here to make sure they get this out to people. You can even take a picture of it and send them the website from the city. They can access it that way. We can remind parents to check their children's book bags or folders because they should have received one from school, correct?
Correct.
Or they are available there. So I just ask that we do our due diligence as a committee
Mhm.
and as residents of our city to make sure when we see these parents out here, that we remind them, time to get your applications in, because camp will be full in a minute.
Well, Madam Chair, big push right now for the recreation camps that we sponsor. Our enrollment is relatively low right now. So if you do know anyone in the community that is looking for a camp, we service all ages, so from our tiny tots, 5-year-olds up to 13-year-old. We have extreme camps where they're paddle boarding and kayaking, they're doing trails, so we have something for everyone.
Thank you. We will make sure we get the word out. We'll remind all of our alders, and like I said, we will do a big push. I'll post it on social media, so my 2 followers see it. We'll send some emails out, all of that. So, last chance. Any other questions? Any other comments from alders? No?
Just thank you.
Okay. We would like to thank you once again. Thank all of you. And if we have no further questions,
Second.
motion moved and seconded. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
We are now adjourned. Thank you once again for coming
Thank you, guys.
No problem, thank you.
and have a great evening.
For the month.